A very pleasant morning, students. Today we are going to see Unit 4 poem The Spider and the Fly, written by the poet Mary Botham Howitt. Now we are going to see about the author. Mary Howitt was an English poet and author of famous poem The Spider and the Fly. She translated several tales. She was born on 12th March 1799 in Colfred, United Kingdom. She was died on 31st January 1888 in Rome, Italy. Her husband's name was William Howitt. She was an English poet. She was educated at home and read widely. She commenced writing verses at a very early age. Together with her husband, William Howitt, she wrote over 180 books. Now we are going to see glossaries. Parlor, a tidy room in a house used for entertaining guests. Winding, a twisting movement or course. Weary, very tired, especially from hard work. Pantry, a room where beverages, food, dishes are stored. Subtle, delight or faint and mysterious. Flattering, to praise or compliment insincerely. Counselor, a person who advises. Now let us see the summary of the poem Spider and the Fly. The Spider and the Fly by Mary Howitt describes the entrapment of a silly fly who gives in to her own vanity and loses her life to a cunning spider. Here, the poem begins with the speaker describing the first efforts of a spider to lure a fly into his dark and evil home. On his first attempt, the spider tells the fly that his parlor is lovely. It is a place anyone would want to be, and it is open for the fly to visit. She declines and then declines 3 more times, and the spider tries another tactic to lure her in. The final speech the spider gives flatters the fly's vanity. This does the trick, and eventually she comes back and is eaten by the spider. The poem concludes with the speaker reminding the children reading the text not to pay attention to false words and evil counselors. Now let's start the first stanza. Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. This the prettiest little parlor that ever you may spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many curious things to show when you are there. Oh, no, no, said the little fly, to ask me is in vain. For who goes up your winding stairs can never come down again. Here, the explanation of the first stanza. The poem opens with the dialogue between a predator, that is the spider, and a prey, that is the fly. In the first stanza, we observe the spider alluring the fly to his parlor. He tries to entice the fly by saying that he has many pretty things to show her inside the parlor. The spider portrays his house as a mysterious place, as the prettiest little parlor to trick the little fly into his web. The fly understands that it is a trap and rejects his invitation by saying that she knows that whoever goes there never comes out. Now, stanza 2. I'm sure you must be very dear with soaring up so high. Well, you rest upon my little bed, said the spider to the fly. There are pretty curtains drawn around. The sheets are fine and thin. And if you like to rest a while, I will Sangil tug you in. Oh no, 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 said the little fly. For I have often heard it said, they never, never wake again who sleep upon your bed. The second stanza says that the spider employs a different tricks to convince the fly to enter his house. He fakes concern for her by saying that she must be tired and offer her to get some rest on his snug little bed. He tries to tempt her with a false sense of security as he says that there are pretty curtains drawn around. He tries to appeal to the fly's heart by cunningly offering a shoulder to rest. He tries to establish a connection before he gets ready to eat his prey. Thankfully, exhausted or not, the fly is aware of the fact that if she goes into rest, she might end up sleeping forever. She refuses the spider's offer and says that she is absolutely aware that whoever goes to sleep on his bed never wakes up. The repetition of the word never emphasizes on the distress of the fly for the spider. Now, third stanza. Said the cunning spider to the fly, dear friend, what can I do to prove the warm affection I have always felt for you? I have within my pantry good stores of all that's nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice? Oh no, no, said the little fly. Kind sir, that cannot be. I have heard what is in your pantry, and I do not wish. The third stanza says, this time the spider tries to befriend the fly by calling her dear friend. He wants to establish a false bond of friendship and affection in order to lure the fly into his home. Again, he tries to persuade the fly to fulfill his wish by offering her good food from his pantry. This fly is, however, determined not to be tricked by the cunning spider. She tactfully refers to the spider as kind sir and tells him that she is not interested in seeing what he has to offer her. So students, I hope you all have understood the first three stanzas of the poem. The remaining we will see in the next class. Have a nice day. Thank you.